be raising his screen and camera. So it's recommended that. Good morning. Usually we're used to saying good evening or good thing. So good morning, everyone, and I welcome all of you, and I really appreciate that every one of you on a Saturday morning came here like at exactly 11 o'clock. So we are still waiting for some friends, and but the ones who are already here, we welcome you all. My name is Tahmina Naveed. I'm the Secretary of Park Pioneers Community Organization, and we've been working for the past 4 or 5 years for the community, for the seniors, for youth, and recently, around 3 years ago, we established a center, and we have a lot of here the members who have joined us today. They all come regularly on every Tuesday at the club. And at the club, we provide them with different information sessions, different educational sessions on health and financial issues and legal are faced by the seniors. The reason for us to establish this organization was a lot of inspiration that we got from many of our members in our community who were going through isolation, and they wanted to have somebody, to older adult, you really want someone to communicate with you. Someone who can understand what you are feeling, what you are saying, or who is on the same page when you are sharing some experience or any ideas with them. So for the past 3 years, we have very successfully been running this club at Burnham Cup Community Center, where the city councillor, Ward 3 councillor Chris Fonseca helped us getting a free space for the club, and we establishing a community center in Mississauga, especially for the South Asians, where they can get together, where they can have their people of their own origin, or where they can have people with whom they can communicate in their own languages, and where they can have people who can share their ideas at being at the same, having the same cultural background. And I would like to welcome our president, Mr. Dr. Masoom Shah. He's been a source of great inspiration for us. He's been a guide for us, and he's always been there to stand by us to guide us through all the works.
Respected guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, Namaskar, and Sat Sri Akal. And still good morning. This is the problem, if you are saying to somebody at around 5 minutes before 12 that you are saying good morning, his watch might be at 12 and he would say it's good afternoon. But Sat Sri Akal, Assalamu alaikum, and Namaste can be said any time of the day, no problem. Anyway, that's the cultural thing. On behalf of Park Pioneers Community Organization of Canada, I would like to welcome I don't know if the honorable speakers are here. Yeah, only one speaker is here at the moment. We will have the other two coming soon. I want to welcome them. The title of the seminar today is Maintaining Physical and Mental Health. Physical and mental health as we age. We also welcome members of Senior Tamil Society of Peel, Mr. Arun and his team, members of Senior Sahara Services, and members of Mississauga Seniors Club for joining us in this event. Now I want to introduce Park Pioneers Community Organization of Canada, what it is. Like Sister Tahmina, who is secretary of this organization, she said that we started like 4 or 5 years ago in 2011. We registered our organization with the government as non-profit organization. And since then, we have been working for the seniors. Our purpose of working with seniors is to bring out seniors from home who are sitting at home idle they are doing either flipping channels or reading newspapers. They can't do it all day long. So we decided to bring them together at one place, and for that we were struggling to get some place to have a club where they can come at least once a week. So every Tuesday we meet at Burnham Thorpe Community Center, which is one traffic light east of Dixie and Burnham Thorpe intersection. So anybody who is 50 and above is considered senior. In South Asian community, I won't say that 67 is the retirement age. I would say it's 50 the retirement age. Because after 50, we are living at bonus. We don't know when we are going. And the reason that our food and our habits, our exercise habits, they are the one causing this. In our Tuesday meetings, we have computer classes starting from 11:30 to 12:30. We teach seniors computer classes, and we have volunteers who teach one-to-one to all the seniors who don't even know how to operate computer. We want to make them learn how to have an email account, how to have a Facebook account, how to surf the net. One of the very educated person who is a regular member of our club, when I asked him, why don't you have an email? He said, I have a Gmail. I don't have an email. So I said that sometimes that also doesn't interact or communicate. So you have to change your habit. You have to get a computer and learn computer. So now he has started learning. Hopefully he has an account, and now he will be doing surfing and communicating with people. So it's a way of getting in touch with other people. So this is the other thing that we are doing. In our senior club, we have like 12:30 to 3:30 time every Tuesday. The first part is for information sessions. Since April 2013, we have organized several information sessions, mostly on health issues for seniors. And they have, they are all valuable lessons that they learn from those sessions. Recently, we have organized a health session on cardiovascular health. It was a workshop, and it was a very successful workshop. I think almost 150 people came and attended that, and they said that it was very good. And just recently, we had an information session last Tuesday on bladder health, and people liked it. It was very valuable. There was very valuable information in there. And this next Tuesday, we are going to have a senior's eye health issue, which is called cataract. We will be talking about that. We will be giving information session on cataract. So I want anybody who is 50 and above, you are welcome to come and join this Park Pioneer Senior Club so that you can learn over there. This is not only learning. I mean, the first session, which is about an hour session over there, is for information session. And the rest is just like, having fun, because we have a break where we offer refreshments. And after refreshments, we have a social time where people interact with each other. They also, share their talents. They, sing songs. They, exchange jokes. Whatever, they can do. There are hidden talents in our seniors. Some seniors are very good singers, so we enjoy their singing too. So I would ask you, if you have a hidden talent, come over and join us, and we would love to have you. I think I have to wait till the next, the other presenters will come here, the information session presenters, the speakers of the day. Yeah, we have Dr. Rashta. Having said that, I would like to say that seniors who are sitting alone at home, flipping channels or reading newspaper when they get tired, they have nothing to do. The loneliness brings, kind of depression to them. And depression is the biggest disease, which brings up different diseases to them. So it's good that they once in a week they come and join the club and enjoy there, have a quality time. They will always enjoy there because all things are every day. Every Tuesday we have different functions, different things. Every Tuesday of the month, last Tuesday of the month, we have lunch arranged for them, and they enjoy there. The only thing is that they have to come out of their homes and reach there. That's the important part. So, well, we have one speaker available here. I would ask her to come, and Dr. Rashda Shoaib. She's here, and she would like to come, and I would ask her to come and sit on one of the chairs here on the stage. The other speakers will come and join her. So, Dr. Rashda, please. Yeah, have a seat. Dr. Rashda is Manager Health Partnership with Canadian Association of Multicultural People. Dr. Rashda has been very kind to us. She has been frequently visiting, has been frequently invited to our Tuesday meetings to offer information sessions on health issues related to seniors. We feel like she is part of us. Her topic of the day today will be importance of cancer screening. That's better. So, Sister Tamina, should we ask Dr. Rashda to start? Okay. Okay, let them fix that. So we want to thank Dr. Rashda for doing that services that she's offering us. Can I have her a big round of applause, please? Thank you. Yes, Dr. Rashda.
So as the first speaker, Dr. Rashda will be doing her information on the cancer screening, importance of cancer screening as we age. Then we will have Dr. Muhammad Amin. He's a professor of psychiatry at Toronto University. He'll be joining us soon. And because it's raining outside, so things are getting a little behind. And then we will have Dr. Mumtaz Hassan. He's the ex-Vice Chancellor of King Edward Medical University, Lahore, Pakistan. He will also be here. And Dr. Amin will be talking about the mental health issues as we age, and Dr. Mumtaz Hassan will be talking about the heart-related issues that one suffers or faces as they get older or as they age. So, and after that, we'll have lunch and a question-answer session. You all can see on your tables we have some ballpoints and some cue cards, or like those small cards. We would appreciate that while when the speaker is talking and you have a question, you can just write down the question on the paper, keep it with you. The volunteers will come to you, and then they will collect the cue cards from you with the questions on them. And then at the end, whomever you want to ask the question, just write the name of the speaker so that we can give them the cards, and they can answer you the questions, answer your questions at the end of the session. So thank you very much. And one more thing that we all would appreciate, everybody, if you can, quietly and with complete silence, if you can listen to the speaker without, discussing among each other of you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I won't waste time introducing myself because Tahmina has already introduced me quite well. So today I'm going to talk about the importance of cancer screening as we age. The studies have showed that after the age of 50, the risk of cancer, it increases. And the reasons are many reasons, but I won't go into detail because my focus today is to guide you guys to know about the importance of cancer screening. The word screening, I think most people are not familiar with it because they think if someone has cancer, he has to go for cancer screening, but that's not correct. Cancer screening is basically for people who are healthy and who don't have any symptoms of cancer. It's basically for healthy adults, I would say seniors, because above the age of 50, we are talking about people who are above the age of 50. So what people have noticed here that in South Asians, the screening rate is really low. People don't go for screening, and they don't have information that cancer screening is important after a certain age. There were lots of studies done by Cancer Care Ontario, and I was part of one of them. And there we learned about the barriers which are there for the South Asian community to go for cancer screening. And Cancer Care Ontario basically picked up 3 cancers which they thought were important as they are easy to screen, and they have noticed that the advantages of screening them is more than the disadvantages. And those cancers were colorectal cancer, breast cancer, and cervical cancer. So I'm going to touch like all 3 of them one by one. And if you guys have any questions, you can just write them on the cue cards you have, and then I would love to answer them at the end of the session. So first, I would like to talk about colorectal cancer. Colorectal cancer is one of the leading causes of death in seniors because it is quite common, especially in South Asian communities. Colorectal cancer is basically the cancer of the last part of your intestine. The last part of intestine is called colon, and the last part of colon is called rectum. So you should have an idea that where your colon is in your body. People may ask that why am I at a risk of having colon cancer? And I think you should be knowing a little bit about that, because if you have a family history of colon cancer, you are at a great risk. And being 50 and over is another great risk of having a colon cancer. So everybody over the age of 50, Cancer Care Ontario, they tell you to get tested for colon cancer. And that's a very simple test. Your family doctor will advise you. That's called the fecal occult blood test, a stool test every 2 years if you are above the age of 50. And this will help you get screened against colon cancer. And if you are at a higher risk of colon cancer, for example, you have a family member who has colon cancer, you can start early, but you have to talk to your family doctor, and they will advise you what to do. And if the fecal occult blood test comes positive, then they will guide you to have some more tests like colonoscopy, sigmoidoscopy, but that's not for everyone. So everyone above the age of 50 should have this simple test done every 2 years. That's recommended by the Cancer Care Ontario. And my main concern is to let you guys know that it's not, because people get scared of the word screening because they think if they get screened, they might get to know that they have cancer. And that's the main barrier which prevents them to go to the doctors and get this test done. But trust me, if you catch cancer at this stage, it is very, very, very curable. More than 90% of cases are curable, and you will get rid of it. So it's a good idea to get screened and don't ignore your health. And I'll just quickly go through the risk reduction and the early detection of that colon cancer. So there are a few steps which you can do every day to help yourself reduce the risk of cancer, colon cancer. Number 1 is be physically active for at least 30 minutes, at least 5 days a week, and maintain a healthy weight, because we have noticed that people who are overweight have a more risk of colon cancer. Don't smoke, because smoking is another risk factor. And if you drink alcohol, no more than 1 drink a day if you're a woman, and 2 drinks a day if you're a man. So you have to limit your alcohol intake too. eat fruits and vegetables and whole grains to stay healthy, and cut down on red meat and processed meat, because studies have linked both of these items to the increased risk of colon cancer. Now I would switch to the other cancer, which is the breast cancer, because I see quite a few female population too. Breast cancer is also the cancer which is very common amongst the females, and I would like you to know that breast cancer, if it's caught early, 90% of the women will be recovering fully from the treatment, and it's less likely to spread, and you have more options to treat that cancer. So breast cancer screening is the best possible way to get yourself detected early and get best treatment. So Cancer Care Ontario suggests that every woman over the age of 50 should be screened every 2 years. That's for the healthy females who don't have any family history or any risk factors of that disease. And the main test they do is called a mammogram. I think you are familiar with that word. Some of you might have heard about this. It is kind of an X-ray which X-rays your breast tissue to find out if you have any kind of a tumor or a lump. And the mammogram can pick lumps before they start. Before you can even feel them, the mammogram will pick up that lump. So you can be diagnosed like very early, before the symptoms start or before you feel something in your breast. So all the women aged 50 to 74, it is recommended by Cancer Care Ontario that you should be screened every 2 years. You should be having a mammogram. And if you have high risk, by high risk I mean if you have a family member like your mother or sister who has breast cancer, then this means you have increased risk of breast cancer. So you should be screened early. So talk to your doctor between the age of 30 and 69. If you are at high risk, you should be screened early, the other population, which is 50. And just want to let you know that there's no charge for doing that mammogram, and it is covered by OHIP. And if a doctor recommends you, you can do it. And there are other, and there are lots of breast cancer screening program clinics going on, and you can just call them, and I can provide you that number. If you want to get screened, they will help you get screened. And now I would like to talk some tips about reducing the risk of breast cancer. Mainly the reducing risk is to maintain a healthy body weight. Stay active, reduce your alcohol intake, don't smoke, and limit your time on hormone replacement therapy, because people have noticed that females who were getting the hormone replacement therapy around menopause were at more risk of getting the breast cancer. So you should discuss this with your doctor if you are taking that therapy. And you should always discuss changes in your breast. You should be doing a self-examination every month. And if you feel something is different or weird, you should always talk to your family doctor. Now I will talk about the cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is most of the people, they don't know the details about that cervical cancer, and they think, especially I've noticed South Asian communities, they don't think that they need to get screened for cervical cancer. But that's not true, because cervical cancer is quite common, and it is quite common in females of a certain age group. So you should be screening for this cervical cancer, and it is caused by a virus which is called a human papilloma virus. And this is 100% of cases of cervical cancer are caused by this virus. And 3 out of 4 women would get this virus. Not all of them would get cancer, but 3 out of 4 women will have this virus in their bodies. And usually there are no symptoms of this cancer, so it is really deadly if you don't get screened, and it gets detected later, so then it'll be too late for that. So Cancer Care Ontario recommends all the women of age 21 to 74 who are sexually active to get this test every 3 years. That's called a PAP test. I think some of the females would have heard this word before. It's called a Pap test. When you go to your family doctor, she just scrapes some cells from your vagina, and then they go to the pathology lab, and then it comes back if it's normal or abnormal. So all the females above the age of 21, if they're sexually active or have been active, should go and do this test. And if the test is abnormal, then your doctor will guide you to do some further testing to figure out what's going on. And you don't need a doctor's referral for this. You just go to the cervical screening program. It is run by Cancer Care Ontario. And you can just go there, and they will enroll you in that program, and they will guide you to do the Pap test every 3 years. And there is a vaccine which is provided for the young girls, like grade 8 girls in Ontario. They are provided with this HPV vaccine, which basically gives them prevention against that virus so that they don't get it in the later life. So now tips to reduce your risk of cervical cancer. Go for regular Pap test. You should be getting regular Pap test every 3 years. And also consider the immunization. If you want to be safe, you should go for HPV immunization. Always use protection during sex. Maintain a healthy body weight. Don't smoke. Stay active and manage your stress level. Because studies have shown that if you are in stress, your body's immunity gets low, and you're not able to fight the viruses and all the other bacteria in your body. So it's a good idea to manage your stress level. So that's pretty much it for today, and I hope that you guys just get some information for this cervical, breast, and colorectal screening. Yes.
Prostate cancer.
G?
Prostate cancer.
Okay, you know what? I was basically wanted to talk about these three, but prostate cancer is quite common in seniors. But the Cancer Care Ontario, it's not doing the prostate cancer screening on a regular basis. But if you have a high risk of prostate cancer, somebody in your family has it, you should always talk to your doctor, and they will help you get the screening done. But it's not covered under this program, which is running by Cancer Care Ontario. They're only picking up breast, cervical, and colorectal cancer, because these are the cancers which can be screened easily, and there are more advantages of getting screened for these cancers. But for other cancers too, you can talk to your family doctor, and they will guide you to get the screening. But it's a good idea to know your body, and if you feel any changes in your body, always go talk to your doctor and get yourself checked. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope you guys.
Thank you very much. Now I would, we have both the speakers, the rest of the two speakers available. They have arrived. Thank you very much for coming. I would ask Dr. Mumtaz Hassan to come over and have a seat on the stage. Please give them a big round of applause. Dr. Mumtaz Hassan, the government of Pakistan gave him Sitara-e-Imtiaz because of his services and achievements. He is the first Vice Chancellor of King Edward Medical University, and Mumtaz Hassan played a key role in getting King Edward Medical College, Lahore, a university status. So he was the last principal of the King Edward Medical College too, and the first Vice Chancellor of King Edward Medical University. He has been personal physician of the UAE and Pakistani heads of states. Dr. Mumtaz Hassan has conducted a few information sessions on health-related issues for seniors in our Tuesday meetings. We would like to have him quite often in the times to come. And today I want to thank him for coming and participating in this seminar. Now I would request the second speaker, the last speaker, who is Professor Dr. Amin Mohammed, on the stage, please. Please give him a big round of applause. Dr. Amin Mohammed graduated from Doe Medical College, Karachi, Pakistan in 1984. He worked with UNICEF in the project related to health education of women and children in a number of villages of Pakistan. His postgraduate qualifications are FRC Psych, UK, FRCP Ireland, FRCPC Canada, PhD Anglia Ruskin University, UK, board certified in psychiatry, University of London, UK, diplomat in psychological medicine, Ireland, diploma in clinical psychiatry, Ireland, MCPS, Pakistan. He taught psychiatry at various levels in Karachi from 1994 to 2001. His teaching career ranges from teaching lay people in the community to medical students, residents, postgraduate doctors, and allied medical health professionals. To his credit are more than 100 papers, research papers, and 7 books. He came to Canada in September 2004 and worked as consultant physician psychiatrist in New Brunswick. In 2006, he was offered a position of full professor of psychiatry with Memorial University in Newfoundland. He is also an internal examiner for the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons, Canada. Dr. Amin Mohammed has recently moved to Ontario and is now a faculty member with University of Toronto as full professor. Today, his topic is mental health issues in older adults. So now I would request Dr. Mohammed Amin to come and, is there anything?
Just tell him that he wants to go to his coming, Consul General.
Is he here?
No, he'll be going. Or to Zishan, a counselor, Zishan Hamid from
Zishan?
Zishan Hamid.
He's here?
Counselor, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we would request him to stand and say hi.
Well, Dr. What's his name? Dr. Asghar Ali Golu, who is the Consul General of Pakistan, Toronto. He will be coming soon, joining us. He is the chief guest of today's meeting. He is very busy, and he will just drop in for some time. And we also have Zishan, the counselor, here available with us, and from Milton. Please stand up. Yes, thank you for coming, Zishan. Thank you very much. Now I would request Dr. Amin Mohammed to come and deliver his lecture.
He's a wonderfully good speaker. Give him a big hand.
Big hand, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Mumtaz Hassan, and thank you, organizers, for inviting me. I was thinking a lot as how should I present my talk today. I did it several times using multimedia, transparencies, a lot of other things, but I thought that today I'll keep it extempore and interactive. I would like to make it interesting for you, and I can speak a couple of languages, so I don't mind if you ask me a question in Punjabi, Sindhi, Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi, any language. A little bit of Arabic and a little bit of Persian also. So English is okay for now? Should we start with English? Okay. Now, the question is mental health issues. Mental health is always a stigma. People do not want to go to a psychiatrist. And let me start by saying that when I chose to become a psychiatrist, I didn't want to become a psychiatrist. What happened in Pakistan when I was graduating from Dow Medical College, once I expressed my interest that I am going to pursue career in psychiatry, and one of my friends said, "Ye apni zindagi kharab karega." And other person said कि जो psychiatrist होते वो तो doctor ही नहीं होते. और कुछ लोगों ने कहा जैसे हम कराची के we were working in a central jail in Pakistan looking after children. They used to call it juvenile prison in Pakistan. We did a lot of projects when in Pakistan. Me and my wife who is here, we were very much active in doing this. We went through different villages with UNICEF, WHO, everywhere, and we learned a lot from the people who were at the grassroots level. And some of my colleagues said that if you choose psychiatry, you will not be called a doctor. What is the purpose of doing MBBS and doing MD and all this thing and become a psychiatrist? And in the jails, the juvenile prison, there was a unit which is called Charyong ka ward. Charyong means in Sindhi language, they say for people who are crazy, who are mad, who are insane. So this is how people with psychiatric illnesses were described there. I had a family member visited me and said they are going to file a divorce petition because their new daughter-in-law is not cooking enough. She's not looking after the household. She's all the time crying. She's always sitting in one corner and not doing anything. So I think either there is a genic influence, either she's possessed, or she's under the influence of an evil eye. And this was there was a deceit in that because the parents of that particular lady, they did not tell us that she's crazy. And our poor son entered into a holy matrimony under this impression. So when we visited their house, we found that she was severely depressed. We started her on antidepressant medication. She did wonderfully well. And later on, when the mother-in-law came to us and we asked her, how is your daughter-in-law doing? And now she's cooking about 15 chapatis a day. She smiles off and on. So this was their parameter. This is how they expressed that she's improving, but they did not acknowledge that this was depression. Now, coming back to this, mental illness is not in your control. Every family, there will be one or two people suffering from some mental health issues. Believe me or not, look around yourself. There are friends amongst yours, there are family members, brother, sister, parents. Actually, it is genetically linked. It's a huge, like Dr. Saab was mentioning about the colorectal cancer or those things, but I think there's a huge genetic component. And if your genes are determined to have depression, if your genes are determined to have obsessive compulsive neurosis, schizophrenia, dementia, it is in your gene. Environment is an excuse to trigger that. So we are not immune to mental health issues. And when Dr. Saab was mentioning about the stress levels, any stress can precipitate severe depression, anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder. Having said this, we also need screening for mental health issues. And I would strongly, and there's no provision by the Ontario, the government, that we should screen for depression, we should screen for OCD or screen for dementia, but there's a huge need of that. Our social milieu, our social fabric needs to be looked at. Now, coming back to this, there are a couple of things. I would like to ask you that how many of you, amongst you, did someone ever feel depressed? Even for a day, you felt? Everybody. Is there anybody who was always happy? No depression, no stress, no anxiety? No. Anxiety is something that you feel uneasy in yourself. You feel something is going to happen to you. In a layman term, I'm trying to explain to you. I don't want to make it a medical talk. But if you feel that your heart starts racing, if you feel that you are having some shortness of breath, you feel butterflies in your stomach, you feel uneasy, you feel something is going to happen, you feel that something, I may get a colorectal cancer because my uncle had it, and you keep on thinking about it. Oh, I went to the washroom today. I had a delayed evacuation of the bowel. My dietary habit is changing. Even for one day, you start thinking that I'm suffering from cancer. I think there is a cancer. Let's go to the family doctor and talk. These are all the manifestations of anxiety, shortness of breath, dizziness, tremors, increased frequency of urine, going to washroom again and again, and feeling nervous in yourself. It is just like you are going to attend an exam, or you are going to appear in a viva voce, or you are going to see a big personality in political, or you are facing FBI or someone, and you feel how that particular feeling is anxiety. And if it remains there all the time without any disruption, then you are suffering from an anxiety disorder, and you need treatment for that. If you feel that life is not worth living, you feel like crying, you feel hopeless and helpless, you feel that it's the end of the world, economy is going down, my grandparents died, you think a lot about people who are dead, and you feel like crying, you don't want to do anything. The student will come to you and say that I was about to finish a chapter. I always used to finish a chapter in 2 hours. Now I'm taking the whole day to finish it. I can't concentrate. I can't focus. And then you get suicidal thoughts. First of all, it starts with life not worth living. then you feel, I wish I don't wake up in the morning. Many of the people around you would have said this, that I wish I could die. Some people would have active suicidal thoughts. They go and jump from the bridge, they tie a noose around their neck, and they would take an overdose of medications. Once upon a time, people used to say that these are coward people who commit suicide. I would say they are very brave people, because it's not easy to give your life just like that. But the problem is the 5-HT2, the neurotransmitter in the brain, 5-HT2, leads you to kill yourself. So how can you prevent that? Because your chemicals, your brain is saying is advising you to kill yourself. So this is called major depressive disorder. And suppose if you start hearing voices in your ears, somebody says, go and shout, go and hit that person, go and shout obscenity, go and write graffiti, go and do some terrorist activity, and you are hearing this from your ear, it's called auditory hallucination. Or you see somebody coming to you. A patient came to me and said that his grandmother comes to him every night, and they spend 2 good hours talking to each other. So he was seeing his late grandmother, and he used to say that I also used to see jinnis around my home. So visual hallucinations, sometimes you feel that your taste, you start tasting something different. That is called this taste hallucination. Olfactory hallucination, you start smelling burning leather. It's a sign of epilepsy also. It's a sign of olfactory hallucination. Sometimes people say that my intestines are being pulled apart. Somebody is pulling, or somebody is possessing me. Somebody is inside my body. It's called delusion of possession. So there are a lot of things, and this is called psychosis. And then there's a criteria to call somebody a schizophrenic. They lose touch with the reality. They stop washing and bathing. They stop taking care of their personal hygiene. They talk to themselves. When you see them, they're weird. They don't look after their dressing, and they deteriorate progressively. This is schizophrenia, a very serious illness. And now all these symptoms are common for elderly also. So age above 65 is a very crucial age for dementia. Even before that age, it is called pre-senile dementia. So dementia is a condition in which you start having the anxiety first, then your mood goes down, and then you start talking a lot at night. You talk a lot, you talk about past things, you start forgetting the recent events. You forget the names. How many of you are forgetting names these days? Many of you. There is no age bar. Even 20-year-old young boy would come and say, I'm forgetting the names. Don't worry. This is all common. We do forget the names. I'll tell you how to handle this. And this is the aim of my presence here, that I'm going to give you some tips to protect yourself from this disaster, from this volcano of mental illness, which is a dreadful enemy and is superseding the physical illness. So coming back to dementia, you start forgetting the recent events, but you remember 40 years or 50 years back things. He said, once upon a time in India, I was playing outside, and they say, my teacher is right on coming now. And they go into the past. So they think a lot, they remember a lot of past events, but they start forgetting the recent event. And a time comes when they start forgetting the past events also. So their memory their cognition is affected. They talk to themselves. They get symptoms of psychosis. They get symptoms of depression, and then their life expectancy gets shorter. 1 to 5 years survival once you get Alzheimer's or once you get senile dementia. I would say you will survive 5 years unless you try to block that process, try to hold that process. Then nothing will happen. But we all are vulnerable. You must have heard of heart attacks in olden times when people used to get heart attacks at age 70 or 80. Now I've witnessed 30-year-old young men getting heart attacks. What is happening? What is going wrong? So very soon you'll get the memory problems and other things in young age people. What we should do, we'll talk about it in a minute. The other thing is, apart from this, you also get obsessive compulsive disorder, which is very common. 3% of the population suffer from this. 1% suffer from schizophrenia, 15% suffer from major depression, 6% suffer from anxiety disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder, 3%, some centers say it's more than that. This is a problem which is very common. Some of you are very perfectionist. You want everything in order. 8 o'clock, breakfast, 8 o'clock. If it is 5 past 8, you would not like it. Some people are very rigid. Come home at 9 o'clock. If you don't come at 9 o'clock, they get upset. I know a senior professor, a late professor of mine, I set a time with him in Pakistan to go out with him for dinner at 9 p.m. I reached at 9:10, and he was so annoyed. No, I don't think it's a good idea to go for dinner now. It's 10 minutes over. These are the persons who are called, they have the OCPD, Obsessive Compulsive Personality Disorder. And these are the people who would be and these are the people who are vulnerable to get OCD. OCD is that you keep on asking questions again and again. You want to get reassured. You check your locks in the house. You clean everything. You wash your hand 10 to 15 times a day. And you just, I can give you a funny example. Treating psychiatric patients for more than 20 years is a challenge. Some people ask me how you are sane. And I said, when I come home, some of my friends would joke that he must be analyzing us. I said, no, you don't have a OHIP card at this moment, so I'm not analyzing you. This is a joke that I create, but the thing is, it's one of my patients in the Republic of Ireland when I was trained, I was a trainee, a patient who always used to ask me, can I go home this weekend? And he was suffering from severe obsessive compulsive disorder. He would every time ask me 15 times in a day. All the treatment was on, he was getting, but he was not getting him better. So one day I said, his name was, I still remember, Fergus was his name. I said, Fergus, can I go home this weekend? He smiled and said, yes, you can go home this weekend. Then I turned around, I came back and said, can I go home this weekend? I did it 10 times. And then he started avoiding me. He stopped asking these questions. It was a rude way of treatment, but I remember that sometimes you have to be firm and you have to go out of the boundaries of guidelines and the boundaries of biological management. So OCD is very common in the young people also. It makes you very slow. So there are a number of other illnesses, like all time they say hysteria, all time they used to use different words, psychosomatic disorder, a lot of other things. And there's one thing which is called post-traumatic stress disorder. If you see somebody, you see an explosion or a bomb blast, you're likely to get severe nightmares, recurring nightmares, fear, avoidance of the places, numbness. All those features are post-traumatic stress disorder, and we are all vulnerable to that. The one thing, there are also personalities. There are different types of personalities amongst us, and sometimes we are a combination of different traits in our personality. One is called borderline personality disorder. Amongst your relationships, you start observing other people. Some people are always complaining they are feeling bored, they get depressed, and they get high. Sometimes they will spend a lot of money on you, and sometimes they will curse you. Their mood fluctuates, they cut themselves. All the time they cut, and they repeatedly attempt suicides but never completes it. And they have explosive anger. These people are called borderline personality disorders. Then there are antisocial or psychopaths. Psychopaths are a person who are involved in all the terrorist activities. They kill the other human being. I remember interviewing a gentleman in Karachi prison, and he said he killed 100 people. So one day I asked him that, did you not get any regret? Were you not remorseful when you were committing this murder? And he said, I enjoy when the people are in pain and in trouble. So these are the typical psychopaths. Then there are some narcissistic people amongst us who love themselves, who look into the mirror and say, wow, what a wonderful person I am. Can anybody be koi hamsa ho to samne aaye? But they don't understand that there are so many people who are hamsa and they can come. And if somebody would come forward, they will get more annoyed and they'll get more upset with that. So there are different types of personalities. Then there's a bipolar mood disorder, which is very common, in which you get highs. When you are high, you are spending a lot of money, you are talking a lot, you are laughing, giggling, you are spending a lot of money, you are making irrational judgment, you are driving the car so fast. You feel that you are Angelina Jolie, or you are Burt Lancaster, or you are the President of the United States. And then they sink into depression and they feel like committing suicide. They don't want to talk. They do not want to get out of the bed. And these people who need mood stabilizers. The common problems, common mental health issues. I can go on and on, but I don't want to bore you. But the question is, how should we prevent ourselves from mental illness? One, don't run after money. Let me tell you, this is the money racing world. If you are contented with whatever you have, you are happy with the simple dress you wear, you are happy with the simple food you eat, and you don't envy other people who are having a lot of money, but just be happy the way you are. Just try to give love and affection to people. Don't think negative about people. Try to help other people, like a Sadqa Jariya type of thing. No matter, like Mahatma Gandhi said, that if somebody would slap you, I would offer my second cheek to that person. And our Holy Prophet also said that. And other religions, Jesus said that. And Guru Nanak, Lord Guru Nanak and Lord Buddha, all those people were the great preachers. And sometimes somebody who tells me that there were 124,000 prophets, correct me if I'm wrong. So where are this 124,000 prophets? It could be Lord Buddha, one of them. Lord Rama could be one of them. Anybody could be them. But all of these people, they taught us really good values. One is this. Two, if you start feeling low in your mood, if you feel anxious sometime, talk to your family doctor first. So Dr. Sahib, can they come to you and talk to you? And that is the initial screening, and from there they can be referred to a psychiatrist if needed. Ongoing counseling, like your seniors committee, the organizers, and Chaudhry Sahib is the organizer, and I would request him to organize such sessions among the people here. Let's talk about good things in life. Let's share our miseries and worries. Ventilation is a big thing. A patient came to me and she said her mother-in-law is very strict. She's imported from Pakistan as a bride, and now she is stuck in a basement apartment. No say, nothing she can do. And she's very upset with her mother-in-law, and she was getting very depressed because of that. She cannot ventilate. So I said, why don't you do one thing, madam? There's a Japanese technique. Go to your room, write on a pillow the name of your mother-in-law, and start caning and beating that pillow and cursing and swearing. Nobody will listen to you. You will be you, and the pillow will be your mother-in-law. You will be ventilating everything. So ventilate, talk to people. In Pakistan, they used to say, one on the wall, I wrote, don't commit suicide, talk to us. So if you feel like harming yourself, feel like committing suicide, talk to somebody. Crying. People say that men shouldn't cry. And I would strongly recommend that men should cry. Not cry, but cry loudly, that everybody can hear. Because this is the ventilation. Men bottles up a lot of things and get a lot of problems, both mental and physical. If you are under stress, if you are depressed, you are going to get diabetes mellitus, you are going to get hypertension, you are going to get all the physical illnesses, including cancer. So don't let yourself get upset. Remain in a stress. You cannot avoid stress. You cannot live in a zero stress environment, but try to avoid stress. Do some exercise every day. Go for a walk. Go in groups. Meet with your colleagues of your own age and elderly. Listen to good things. Listen to music. Listen to spiritual things. And do whatever makes you happy in the day. And that is my only submission for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amin Mohammed. Thank you so much. It was wonderful listening to him. It was very interesting. Do you want to come and say something?
Thank you once again, everyone. So I would especially like to welcome Judge Rafiq Rokriya. He's the citizenship judge with his wife. Thank you, sir, for coming. And we also have with us the MP Peter Fonseca's staff officers, Diane Siggins, Radhika Sriram. We welcome you here, and thank you very much for taking our time to be here. And I would also like to thank and welcome Mr. Alisha from Z9 Media. He's a person who always, makes it possible for us to get all these stuff printed out within hours, like 1 or 2 hours, and everything is ready. And most of all, I would like to thank Mr. Safir Mufti. He's the, he's the person because of whom we get to get all those beautiful photographs. And then, a lot of people get, can see us on the Facebook and on the website. And we have with us Mr. Sabir Gaya. Thank you very much for being here. And he is also assisting and helping Mr. Safir Mufti. And thank you very much for giving us this favor. We have Dr. Khalid Taj. He's, with us today. Thank you very much, sir, for being here. He's involved with the politics here in, from Pakistan. Like he's the president of Pakistan Muslim League Noon Group here in Toronto, GTA, or in Canada. Right. Thank you, sir. And I hope that as the thing goes on, I will be thanking all of you individually. Thank you very much, Mr. Arun, the president of Senior Tamil Society of Peel, for being here with his group. And we also invited the Senior Sahara Services, and their members are also here. Thank you very much for being here. And we have Allama Muhammad Awan Sahab. He's the Imam of Mississauga Muslim Community Center on Dixie Road. And we have the Mr. Jami Mustafa. Yeah, most of the people know him by that reference. So we have the chief editor of Urdu Post, Mr. Tausif Ahmed. Thank you very much. And all those volunteers in the organizing committee, Mr. Jalaluddin, he also was here, and especially Mr. Sarwar Chaudhry. He is, he's the person behind the success of this event, because he won't let anybody come in without paying or without a ticket. So if he's not here, we might end up with a lot of people. Thank you very much, Mr. Sarwar Chaudhry. He's also on the board of directors. And we have with us Mr. Saeed Bari, a renowned political figure in Mississauga. Thank you very much, sir, for coming here and joining us. And that's about it. And I really apologize, but as soon as I keep on, thank you. Well, those of you who know Naveed Chaudhry, you know very well, he's going to make me thank everybody individually. So thank you very much, everyone, please. Because, okay, so I'm getting all those signals from him. Thank you very much, Mr. Sohail Ghayur from Ghayur Accounts, to being here. Thank you very much for joining us. So as soon as I get more instructions from him, I'll be here. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I couldn't do that. That was good. Now, ladies, our last speaker, who is Professor Dr. Mumtaz Hasan Sitara Imtiaz. He taught hundreds of medical students who are working all over the world, most America. So we welcome him with a big round of applause, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Masoom Shah, Mr. Naveed Chaudhry, and his better half for organizing this session and inviting me over here. I'll try to be very brief, to the point. We'll try to avoid the medical terms and try to talk in a layman manner. However, it is very difficult to talk when two eloquent speakers have already spoken. Thank you very much, Dr. Masoom Shah, Mr. Naveed Chaudhry, and his better half for organizing this session and inviting me over here. I'll try to be very brief, to the point. We'll try to avoid the medical terms and try to talk in a layman manner. However, it is very difficult to talk when two eloquent speakers have already spoken. Now, let's set, never mind. Heart as we age. I'll be talking some of the slangs, but for our friends who may not be understanding the local language, I'll try to translate it as far as I can. So, dil ka ताल्लुक बचपन से शुरू हो जाता है. Heart goes right from the childhood. कैसे? अम्मा आज दिल नहीं कर रहा स्कूल जाने को. That is the usual story. From there we start. Mom, I don't want to go to school. My heart doesn't tell me that I should go to school. That's from where we start. We go a step further. जवानी आ जाती है तो फिर जो कुछ होता है दिल का हाल वो आप सब उस स्टेजेस से गुजरे हुए हैं. You always think and talk of your sweethearts. And you get your sweetheart, you feel good. When you are going to meet sweetheart, you get anxiety and fall into domain of Dr. Amin. And when you lose your sweetheart, you get depressed and again go into domain of Dr. Amin. And while talking and learning heart, कहते थे दिल के 4 खाने होते हैं और दिल के खानों में क्या रखते हैं? मास्टर साहब ने पूछा क्या रखते हैं? हमने कहा कबूतर रखते हैं. किसी ने कह दिया कबूतरियां भी रखती हैं. And what happened after that, I leave it up to your good judgment. I'll again translate for you. During the school coaching, we learned that 4 chambers of heart. And the teacher asked, what is the use of the 4 chambers? And somebody said, we keep pigeons in them. But then somebody spoke, no, we keep females. Then after that, all canning happened to the class. Next, please. Now coming to the topic directly. Age. Everything varies with age. Sada na baaghe bulbul bolle, sada na mauj bahara. So life changes, which is a reality, and we have to understand. As everything changes, age changes. And we are all in that age group where we are liable to get heart attacks. Heart and disease is a very, very big topic. There are books and books. You compile those books, and this hall will be small for them. It's such a vast subject. So I'll be restricting my talk to a disease which is most prevalent, which is many of us may have suffered, and many of us are likely to suffer, and many of us may go to paradise with that disease if we don't prevent it, if we can. So this is generally a disease of middle age. However, in our society, unfortunately, I'll be talking to dietary indiscretions in a short while, but in our society and people coming from subcontinent, it is coming at a much earlier age. What are reasons? I will be talking in a short while. Females have got some protection. God Almighty, made Adam and Eve and gave something special to Eve, and that was till menopause, her chances of getting a heart disease is less, but after that, both male and female are at square one. Sex. That is, I talked of sex. And next is, can we have next, beta? Diet. This is the dilemma. All what we are going to eat. I don't want to go against continental, buffet, but you'll find 50 things. And our dietary habits are such that we invite trouble. Aa bail mujhe maar. इधर इसको कर दे, इसमें लटका दे. Oh. Okay. Here? Okay. So what we are going to eat is, it's all tempting, but it's a famous saying, all I like is immoral, illegal, and fattening. And in our local language it say, घी सवारे सालना बड़ी बहू का नाम. ये जो करे क्यों, वो ना करे माँ, ना करे प्यो. Again, I translated for 6. The lady, the young bride cooks very nicely, but the credit goes to the oil and the ghee. And, whatever ghee does, that, nobody else does. And we, unfortunately, have got different habits. And the dilemma has been, you go at the parties, not this group. This is an illuminated group and a very vibrant society. But go into the villages back home. They rush at the food. They not only eat food, they stuff their body with food. And net result is that obesity, weight gain, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Next is obesity. This is a curse. This is one of the greatest diseases which has come up. And we live in a civilization of Coca-Cola-ization, McDonaldization, and televisionization. The gifts and internetization, the gifts of which are diabetes, blood pressure, heart trouble, and you know what happens after that. The high cholesterol diet, which we eat, which we love to eat, which we are going to eat, is the main culprit. And high cholesterol diet, excess of calories, when input is greater than output, then what happens, which has happened even to me, a pot belly. And a pot belly is the animal, the real, enemy of mankind. With pot belly, you get all the cancers which the lady has talked very elegantly prior to me. With pot belly, you get insulin resistance and you get diabetes mellitus. With pot belly, you get all sorts of cancers. And with pot belly, you get ischemic heart disease. And I can talk on that pot belly, but please, 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 for God's sake, reduce this. But I first should act myself before I, request you people. Sedentary lifestyle. It's a famous saying that inactivity is worse than obesity. कि हम बैठे रहते हैं, खाया पिया, टॉक, चिट चैट, गीबत, इधर की बात उधर, उधर की बात इधर, and then we eat and then we sleep there and then. That is what is causing increase in heart trouble in our society. It is lack of exercise. Now those exercises, those professions which are anxiety prone have got a higher level of heart trouble. And I was astonished to see that worst profession are the doctors. And this is stresses of life, you have got to get admission in medical college, you are under tension. You have to pass your first professional examination, you are under tension. You have to pass your final profession, you have to go for your exams, you have to go into your profession. And again, if you are a very active physician, then the always bell rings up at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the night, and you have to answer because it is your profession. And the net result is stresses of life, which Professor Amin has very elegantly highlighted, and heart trouble creeps in. But they're very close to the doctors. The professions which are the accountants, because they have got, they have to match penny and, $1 gone this way, $1 gone that way, and the tension they even take back home, because unless there's a reconciliatory statements, the things will not work. Accountant will not be a CPA. Next are the office workers, especially who don't take exercise. And the laborers and very active workers are lowest on the list. I was looking at the heart trouble rate of politicians in Pakistan. They are lowest on the risk, which are, with some exceptions, which I'll not name, which I had the personal, privilege to look at them. That comes under, ethics. So lack of exercise is a very contributory factor. Please, please go for exercise. And again, it has been very elegantly highlighted, at least 30 minutes a day, at least 5 days a week should be a part of your blood. Next, please. Smoking. Luckily, smoking has gone down, but smoking is one of the worst things in life. With smoking, you get all sorts of cancer. With smoking, you get cancer lip, cancer tongue, cancer food pipe, cancer windpipe, cancer stomach, cancer this, all cancers. With smoking, you get blood pressure, heart disease. With smoking, you get peptic ulcer. With smoking, you need anything you put in the paper and theoretically it comes. If I'm sure majority of you do not smoke, but please quit smoking. Personality. Again, I want to have moon in life. As Dr. Amin told you, that we are not satisfied in this society when there's a race for money and everybody wants to have a moon. If you've got a small car, you want to have a big car. If you have got a Suzuki, you want to have a Corolla. If you have a Corolla, you want to have a Honda. If you have got a Honda, you want to have a Chev. And you have a Chev, you want to have a Lexus. And that, you get anxiety, tension, overwork, don't sleep, and end result is heart trouble. Please try to have some satisfaction in life and some what is known as qanaat. Next, please. Heredity. That you can't change. Some people are so good looking, some are bald like me, some are, pretty looking girls. So these are the genes which God has gifted you. I can see a very pretty lady right sitting in front of me, the better half of our judge. But the gifts are from the parents. It's not her doing. So there are good gifts and there are bad gifts. And some families who have got bad gifts in the form of genes from the parents. And there's a famous saying by one of the world famous cardiologists of the world, if you want to avoid heart trouble, choose your grandparents correctly, which you may not be able to do. But this is, the effect of genes. And in these genes, you cannot change them, but you can modify them with a lifestyle and surroundings. And genes, we are particularly at risk, especially people from subcontinent and also the Arab community, because eat, drink, enjoy, and be merry, and no exercise. That is the environment. Next, please. Now, let us take a typical case of angina. Why I'm talking this? Because we are in that risk age group in which we are going to have, we may, I wish and pray, but you should all know कि ये क्या हो सकता है, what it can be. First, there may be no symptoms. The patient may be only diabetic or hypertensive and occasional treatment and no symptoms. But then they start sometime getting a little pain. And all tests may be negative. You go to your physician, then may be nothing to highlight. But it is a pain which is the alarm and the ringing bells. Now, if you analyze the pain, you'll get the clues. Next, please. Where is the pain? The pain is retrosternal, right in the center. I'm talking of a classical picture of angina. It is right in the middle. Left side पे नहीं है जो वो जाली दिल को पकड़ के you go to your sweetheart and say, oh, I'm having heart trouble, honey. No, it is not on the left side. The typical ischemic pain of heart, which is due to discrepancy between the demand and the supply of blood and the needs of the heart, is retrosternal, right in the middle. However, it may radiate to left shoulder, typically left arm, left forearm, and left little finger. But it has got no boundaries. It may go up in the jaw, down into the tummy, and also on the right side and back into the spine. But the classical is retrosternal. What is its character? How does it feel? It may be piercing, it may be boring, it may be lanculating, or it may be a sense of oppression or being squeezed between the two bumpers of a car. So it has got various characters. और बाज़ का यूँ लगता है कि दिल पे बोझ है. There's a weight over the center of the chest, and you have got to be cautious. Aggravating factor. This is very, very important for this vibrant Canadian society. And remember that it comes on with age, and it comes on with cold. So for God's sake, in this age group, don't try to shuffle snow outside. If I can advise you anything, buy a snow blower, spend some $500, but don't do it yourself. And relieving factor, you take rest and it disappears. And it's short-lived, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And that's what the typical start of angina is. And if you know these basic factors, you can avoid a very big catastrophe. Next, please. There may be other associated conditions with it, which may be there, which may not be there. Why this ischemic heart disease occurs? Because the vessels going to blood get narrowed based upon our genes and our deeds. And our deeds are eating all good food, all cholesterol, and it blocks, it clogs. And when the blood supply goes less, then blood supply of not only heart decreases, but blood supply of brain decreases, eyes decreases, kidneys decreases, and there may be many associated conditions with it. Next. Simple tests. Have your urine checked for sugar. Have your blood checked for sugar. Very simple. Go to your family physician, and thanks to this Canadian health services, and in fact, Canada has got the social services of UK and technology of USA. These are the advantages of staying in Canada. Also get your lipid profile. And let me tell you, many of you will have very high cholesterol, triglycerides, bad cholesterol, less low cholesterol, and increased triglycerides, blah, blah, blah. This is the time that you control them, and you can get rid of a very big catastrophe. Next, please. X-ray chest. X-ray is science of shadows, और साए धोखा दे देते हैं. लेकिन they may be they do not show ischemic heart disease as such, but they show an enlarged heart. C-reactive protein is a chemical which tells you the activity in the blood, and ECG. ECG may be normal during angina, and that can be, misleading. But then there are other tests. Next, please. ECG on treadmill. That tells you when the ST segment sags, you can find out, and your physician, the cardiologist will find out that when your heart is challenged, it cannot meet the demand, and stress test is one of the very good tests to find out whether somebody is having ischemic heart disease. 2D echoes, it's like ultrasonic of abdomen. Next, please. And then scan. I told you that साए धोखा दे देते हैं. So there are more SIAs, more images. And number of things have come in: nuclear perfusion scan, cardiac MR scan, cardiac PET scan. The basis of this is they inject a radioactive material into your blood, put a machine over heart, may put you under stress, and wherever the radioactivity goes, it means blood is going. Where radioactivity is not going, it means blood is not going. So in the heart, they can pick up, they can even map the heart that where the blood is going, and ischemic heart disease can be depicted. Next, coronary angiography. People get scared, but if need be, please go for it. A stitch in time saves 9. And if your physician, your cardiologist feels, don't hesitate. No, ये ठीक नहीं है, ये हो जाता है, वो हो जाता है. You should go for it, and it is highly recommended if your physician recommends. Next, treatment drugs. I'll not be bothering you. You have got very efficient physicians. They'll talk to your drugs, but few things. Percutaneous intervention. When something is obliterated, you dilate it. They go through the blood channel and put what is known as stent, challe dal dete. So the door opens, the blood goes again, and the heart trouble is avoided. Next, please. CABG, coronary artery bypass surgery. If disease is too extensive, they put in the grafts, which is a major undertaking, and you can avoid it with your healthy lifestyle. Next, please. Now, next question arises where minutes matter, where you have got to act, where you are sitting at home, and where a correct decision at the right time will not only save a life, but it may save a major disability later on the life. When that classical pain which I have described to you, retrosternal behind the chest, which is not being relieved, but is aggravating with time, the patient is perspiring, patient is sweating, patient is getting short of breath, when the patient is getting anxious, when the patient is getting pale, ring your ambulance. Immediately, don't waste time. And this 1 hour or 45 minutes are the critical ones. Next, please. So when the treatment right starts in the ambulance, and all ambulances here are equipped with monitors. It is the arrhythmia which kill in the first hour and in the first 24 hours. That is irregularity of the heart. That can be saved by monitoring with the trained staff. And then one drug which is very old, discovered in Germany by Bayer, and is very cheap, and that is aspirin. Just have half a tablet of aspirin sublingually. It thins out the blood and may help you and save you. And for pain, they obviously give you morphine or their derivatives, make the patient comfortable. Next, please. In the hospital, when you reach in time, then there are drugs available which are injected there and then, and they dissolve the clot. They remove the obstruction. But the time is very critical, because if the obstruction is not removed, if the blood channels are obliterated, occluded for a while, then heart damage occurs. And later on, it may put you into heart failure. So where minutes matter, this is the time when all of you needs to act. And then they put into CCU and they monitor, and then generally the life is saved, but these are the critical minutes. Next, please. Aftercare. You get out of hospital and things do not finish. The treatment is there, and you have got to be efficient. that you have been saved once, but remember, every day is not Sunday. Some day may be a rainy day. And second attacks, you have got more chances to see the next world than you have got in first chances. So control your weight, control your cholesterol, control your diabetes, control your blood pressure, control your lifestyle, and learn to relax. Nature has given you a chance. Chance may not be there next time. Next, please. And secondary prevention, the doctor will give you the drugs and will give you instructions, but it's always important to know that prevention is better than cure. You should not get heart disease, then to get a heart disease, and then have it treated. And that's all what I wanted to say to you. Feel free, please, to ask me any question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mumtaz Hasan. People have written their questions on small notes, sheets, and we will ask all the doctors to answer those questions. Can I get the one for Dr. Mumtaz Hasan, the only one?
Any remedy for diabetes? Yes. Diabetes is a preventable disease, or at least if not preventable, it is a controllable disease. Again, genes. If you want to avoid diabetes, choose your grandparents correctly. You can't do that. Hence, reduce your weight, control your diet, have a regular, healthy lifestyle coupled with exercise, and try to reduce stress as far as possible. And either you'll not have diabetes, or if it is there, remember, all diabetics do not need drugs. All diabetics do not need insulin. It's the more than 30% of people with diabetes can be controlled in a healthy lifestyle. So answer is healthy lifestyle. Thank you. Okay, give me any number. Silent heart attack. Somebody is really very intriguing question. Yes. Heart attack. Now, heart attack is told to the patient, to the doctor, there's a pain. And silent heart attack means that there will be no pain and there may still be heart attack. Heart pain is conveyed through nerves. Generally, this happens in diabetic patients because nerves are destroyed by the diabetic process. And there may be a heart trouble, heart attack, without patient knowing the classical symptom of pain for heart attack. So please don't diabetes let it to happen and control it properly. And there are other small causes, but diabetes is one of the very important causes.
Thank you very much. This question is very, interesting. It says that having heard from the three professionals, very interesting and proven facts concerning physical and mental health, I'm wondering where is that perfect person healthy without these ails? Nobody is perfect, man. Everybody comes and he has all the, because like Dr. Mumtaz Hasan said, that you are born with the genes that cause all those problems and you have to choose correct grandparents. Like Dr. Rashida also said that 3 out of 4 women also carry the genes for cervical cancer or the virus. So that virus also converts it into, the disease. It's your defense mechanism which controls it. If your defense mechanism becomes weak, the virus becomes active and you get the disease. So that's why you have to go and get the cancer screening. It's very important, do it every 2 years. Yes. Now I will ask Dr. Rashida to come and answer her questions that were given to her.
Yeah, so once again, sorry for the interruption. I would like to thank Mr. Mashkoor Sherwani for being here, for helping us out, and he's been a great support for us. And we have Mr. Muhammad Musa. He's a great support for our organization, always there with the very, always ready to help us in every aspect. Thank you very much. And if you've noticed that we have a small booth at the back of the room. It's been set up by the Quality Care Pharmacy by Mr. Safdar Rizvi. And they are providing a lot of services to the community, and they just started the business. So we'll be calling them here to describe or to explain to you what kind of services they offer, but after the questions. And I would also like to welcome Mr. Syed Junaid. He's the president and founder of Foreign Professionals of Canada. He's here with us. Thank you very much, sir, for being here. Thank you. And please, Dr. Rajda, with the answers to the questions.
Okay, I've got some questions for me, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. One of the questions was, is mammogram painful? So I won't lie to you, and I won't say it's not painful. It is painful. What I can recommend is, if you have a low threshold of pain, take 2 Tylenols before you go for the mammogram, because it's going to be painful, but it's not that long, so it's just going to be for a few seconds, but it is uncomfortable for some people. And one more question was, is there any other way of screening breast cancer other than mammograms? So I won't say mammogram is the only way we can screen the cancer. So it's recommended that all the women above the age of 50 should get screened every 2 years. And there was another question, I don't know if it's for me. Somebody said that, is it a good idea to plant trees inside the house and then stand in front of them to get some health benefits? So I would only say that plants just give you oxygen. If you want to have an extra supply of oxygen, you can stand in front of them, but I don't think any other health benefits would be in standing in front of the trees. And okay, there's another question which says, in most of the countries, the age bracket for screening test is up to 74 years of age. What about people after 74? That's a good question. After the age of 74, you have to talk to your physician, and then they will recommend you to, if you want to continue to be screened, or they would tell you to stop. But everybody is different, so do talk to your doctor about that. And okay, one question was not related to the screening, and it is a different question, but I would like to answer that too. Is it possible to have menopause at the age of 38, 39, and how long would it take to stop? So yes, it is possible to have menopause at the age of 38, 39. It's called premature menopause. And the symptoms, the next part of the question is, how long would it take to stop completely? So I would say, like, it could last a few years. So, but you have to be, you have to get checked for your hormone profile, and you should go and talk to your doctor about it. I think that's pretty much it, what I had. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Okay, now the last, Dr. Amin Mohammed. Thank you.
Thank you. The question is, if a child over 20 has some mental health issues, but he or she is in denial mode, what as a parent we can do? The answer is, you can do nothing, because according to the law, after 18 is an adult. So the problem is that if you cannot force him to seek some help, but the only thing is you can convince, persuade, or adopt some strategies that he would be ready to talk to a professional. In mental health system, if somebody is dangerous to himself, tries to commit suicide, or tries to be very aggressive to somebody else, the best thing is to call 911. The police will come. They take the doctor to the family doctor or to the emergency. A Form 1 is completed, and the person is taken into the hospital involuntarily and treated after that. Second question is how to avoid forgetfulness. I would support Dr. Mumtaz Hassan's talk that exercise, be happy, remain stress-free, and take some good vitamins like omega-3. I don't know whether Dr. Hassan would agree with me or not, but omega-3, taking a lot of fish in your diet is always helpful. Any way to check the people in your family if they are suffering from any mental health issues? If a person is very, all of a sudden there's a change in personality, people become very angry, irritable, remain depressed, don't go to work, cries without any reason, and if you feel that they are acting weirdly, they stop taking shower, they stop eating food, and and if these are some symptoms that you can look for, and you can get some help for that. Other question is, how can we delay the lapses of memory? How to delay dementia or loss of memory? Early screening is important. If you feel that you are starting, can you hear me now? How to avoid dementia? Actually, it's genetically determined. The only thing is with a good, healthy lifestyle and avoid any stress, take treatment for depression, anxiety, whatever comes forward, and a thorough neurocognitive investigation is important, like screening for any cancer. Screening for neurocognition is important, and your family doctor can refer that to an appropriate specialist for that. Can you describe what are the physical signs of anxiety and depression? Physical signs: palpitation, tremors, butterflies in the stomach, sweating, and trembling, dizziness, passing out. These are some of the signs of anxiety. And physical signs of depression, there are no particular physical signs, but if you have pain, non-specific pains and aches in different parts of the body, your family doctor cannot find any reason for pain, headaches for no reason, all the investigations are negative, but sometimes there's a headache, sometimes there's a backache, sometimes a pain in the thighs, sometimes there's a wandering pain in the body is an indication that you're going through depression. Is getting frequently angry also indicates depression or anxiety related? Yes, but not always, but it is one of the factors that would point towards anxiety or depression. Thank you.
So a lot of talk about the stress and heart, and all these things are related to love, life, and wife, right? So just to release a bit of a stress, we would like to call upon one of our members, Mr. Riaz Chima. Is he in here? Yeah, please, sir. And meanwhile, while he's on his way here, I would like to share just a little joke, and I hope majority of you, because it's a different language, so like it's in Urdu. किसी ने पूछा कि जी मोहब्बत शादी से पहले करनी चाहिए या शादी के बाद करनी चाहिए, तो उनको जवाब ये मिला कि कभी भी कर लें, शादी से पहले कर लें या शादी के बाद कर लें, बस बीवी को पता नहीं चलना चाहिए. ठीक है. Mr. Riaz Chima. Yeah.
Thank you so much. आप मुझसे कोई दुआ दारू की कोई तवक्को ना रखें, क्योंकि डॉक्टर साहबान आज 3 थे और कुछ लोगों को इन्होंने सुला भी दिया था. पीछे 5-4 लोग मैंने सोए हुए देखे. दे आर लकी कि उन्होंने ऐसी बातें नहीं सुनी, क्योंकि इस टेंशन की वजह से मैं तो खुद बीमार हो गया. मैं सारा सुनता रहा. नीचे रखो. अच्छा, तो आखिर पर आवाज़ जा रही है जी. लास्ट पर जो दुआ दारू वाले बैठे, प्लीज़ तालियां हो जाएं फिर उन लोगों के लिए. थैंक यू. मैंने चाचा से एक दिन पूछा, मैं कहा चाचा जी कोई ये जो आपने उस वक्त तो लव मैरिज वगैरह नहीं होती थी, तो आपने कैसे की? कहता है पुत्र 5 बच्चे हो गए ने, अजय तक सच्चा प्यार नहीं मिल सकिया. आप मुझसे, बाद लोग मुझे कहते हैं जी आप अंग्रेज़ी में जोक सुनाएं. अब मैं अंग्रेज़ी में जोक सुनाऊंगा, बाद में आपको मैं ट्रांसलेशन भी अपने हिसाब से करके दूंगा, तो मज़ा नहीं आएगा. ग्रेड 8 की बात है. हमारे टीचर ने हमें 8-10 ऐसे लिख कर दिए. वो कह रहा है कोई भी ऐसे आए, आप ऊपर नीचे 2 सेंटेंस हैं उनको बदल दे तो वो आपका ऐसे बन जाएगा. तो बाई चांस ऐसा हुआ कि ऐसे आ गया माई फादर का, तो लड़के ने याद किया हुआ था माई टीचर, तो उसने लिखा आई हैव मैनी फादर्स बट मिस्टर असलम इज़ माई बेस्ट फादर। अगर बात समझ में आए तो ज़रूर हंसा करें, साथ में तालियां भी हो जाए तो मुझे अच्छा लगेगा। आप सब डॉक्टर्स आज यहाँ पर बैठे हुए हैं, इसको लाइट हार्टेड लें क्योंकि आज जो प्रोग्राम है वो लाइट हार्टेड है। तो स्पेशली साइकाट्रिस्ट हजरात जो होते हैं, मेरे पास हमारी वर्कशॉप है, वहाँ पर एक डॉक्टर साहब आए, तो उन्होंने मुझे कार्ड दिया, रियल स्टेट का कार्ड दिया, नीचे लिखा हुआ था डॉक्टर साइकाट्रिस्ट। तो मैंने उनसे पूछा कि देखिए आप जो है ना साइकाट्रिस्ट भी हैं, साथ में आप रियल स्टेट भी करते हैं। कह रहे असल मसला ये है कि मैं अब रियल स्टेट इसलिए कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि मेरे घर वालों ने मुझे पागल कहना शुरू कर दिया। तो एक इंस्पेक्टर साहब जो CIA में थे या किसी सिक्योरिटी एजेंसी में थे, इनकी भी आदत होती है हर वक्त नोक झांक करते रहना हर जगह। इधर भी अगर आप किसी को इनवाइट करेंगे तो वो पॉजिटिव नहीं लेंगे, वो यही सोच रहे होंगे ये लोग क्यों इकट्ठे हुए हैं, कोई हुकूमत के ख़िलाफ़ गवर्नमेंट के ख़िलाफ़ तो बात नहीं कर रहे। इस तरह किसी इंस्पेक्टर की शादी हो रही थी, उसकी कार आगे थी, तकरीबन आधे घंटे के बाद उसने कहा कार साइड पर खड़ी कर दो। डॉक्टर पर जो ड्राइवर था परेशान हो गया, उसने कहा भाई क्या मसला क्या है? कहना मसला ये है कि 5-6 कारें मेरी जो है ना वो पीछा कर रही हैं 1-2 घंटे से, तो मुझे लगता है ये मेरा पीछा कर रहे हैं। तो उसने कहा जी ये तो आपकी बारात है जो आपके पीछे आ रही है। तो ये मैं आपको रियल वाक़या सुनाता हूँ कि पाकिस्तान एयरफोर्स में मैं था, एक आदमी लड़का, उसको जो है ना बार बार ऑफिसर्स कहते थे कि जी हमारे घर में लड़कों को भेजो। तो उसने कहा कि ये लोग जो है ना आपके लिए इनरोल नहीं हुए, ये गवर्नमेंट के काम के लिए, लिहाजा हम ये लड़के आपके घर में नहीं भेज सकते। तो उन्होंने उसको पागल डिक्लेयर कर दिया। तो जुल्फ़कार लड़का था, उसको एस्कॉर्ट के तौर पर साथ भेजा गया। तो उसने आकर हमें ये वाक़या सुनाया। मैं वैसे चाहता तो ये हूँ कि आप पठवारी ज़ुबान में आपको सुनाऊँ जिस तरह उसने सुनाया था। तो लेट्स सी, मैं ट्राई करता हूँ। पापा जुल्फ़कार साढ़े को अच्छे, तो उन्हें आख्या जी कि मैं इन्हों की ताज की, आई थिंक कि ये बात बनेगी नहीं क्योंकि बहुत से लोगों को समझ नहीं आएगी। तो जुल्फ़कार ने आकर बताया कि मैं पेपर्स वगैरह लेकर डॉक्टर साहब के कमरे में गया, ताज भी साथ बैठा हुआ था। तो उसने मुझसे पूछना शुरू कर दिया आपका नाम क्या है? मैंने कहा जी जुल्फ़कार। तो आपके बाप का नाम क्या है? सुल्तान खां। तो इस तरह बातें होती रही। आधा घंटा कहता है उसने मेरा इंटरव्यू लिया। मैंने पूछा डॉक्टर साहब आप मेरी ये बातें मुझसे क्यों पूछ रहे हैं? कह रहा मैं क्योंकि तुम्हें रेफ़र किया गया है, डॉक्टर ने रेफ़र किया। उसने कहा जी मैं तो बीमार नहीं हूँ, बीमार तो ये है जो साथ में आया हुआ। तो मतलब ये था कहने का कि उन्होंने आधा घंटा उसका ही टेस्ट लेते रहे। उनको पता, वो समझते थे कि ये बीमार है क्योंकि उसका नाम ताज था, उसने जुल्फ़कार बताया, वालिद का नाम गलत बताया। अभी यहाँ पर पॉलिटिशियन हज़रात भी यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं। तो अभी जब वोट हो रहे थे तो हमारी वर्कशॉप में भी लोग आए, सरदार जी आए, तो कह रहे हैं जी कट कर दो। अच्छा, इनको ये अच्छा नहीं लगता कि लोगों के चेहरों पर कभी हंसी आए। खैर, खाने की बात हो रही है। बस पर एक औरत जा रही थी, उनके साथ एक बच्चा भी था, साथ में एक मौलवी साहब बैठे हुए थे। कोई मौलवी साहब यहाँ तशरीफ़ रखते हैं, उसको आप पर्सनल ना लें। थोड़ी देर के बाद वो माँ उसको हलवा खिलाना चाहती थी, वो खाना नहीं चाहता था, बच्चे की अपनी मर्ज़ी होती है। तो उसने कहा बेटा हलवा खिला लो वरना मैं अंकल मौलवी को दे दूँगी। उसने एक दफ़ा कहा, दूसरी दफ़ा फिर कहा बेटा हलवा खा लो वरना मैं ये हलवा अंकल मौलवी को दे दूँगी। जब तीसरी दफ़ा हुआ तो मौलवी साहब ने कहा बहन जी जल्दी फैसला करो, मैं पहले ही 4 स्टॉप आगे आ गया हूँ। थैंक यू सो मच, ये आपकी मोहब्बत है। आपकी भी शुक्रिया।
हम बहुत ज़्यादा आपको सुनना चाहते और ज़्यादा, लेकिन we have certain time constraints.
मुझे पेट दर्द हो जाएगी अगर मेरे अंदर से बातें ना निकली तो। मेरी वाइफ साथ आई हुई है, तो उनका बहुत शुक्रिया, बड़ी मुश्किल से मनाया कि आप प्लीज़ तशरीफ़ लाए, तो थैंक यू। ये ले लिया आप।
Thank you so
बहुत
much.
शुक्रिया जी,
जी।
थैंक यू।
अभी जो है वो ट्यूसडे आ रहा है, तो आप ट्यूसडे के लिए जो है ना वो तैयार रखें इंशाल्लाह। इनमें से अब वी होप कि मेजॉरिटी ऑफ यू विल बी जॉइनिंग अस ऑन ट्यूसडे।
देखिए मसला ये होता है, ये जो ऑडियंस है, यकीन जानो वेड़े दी गल ते मौसम दा फल, ये दोनों चीज़ें अच्छी लगती हैं। आखिर पर शेर बोला दुनिया दे विच रख फकीरा, ऐसा बैन खलोण, कोल होवे ते लोकी हसन, टुर जावे ते रोण। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ji. Thank you. Okay, as I just told you before that we have a representative from Quality Care Pharmacy. She would like to just come here for a minute or so to tell us about the services that they are offering. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. I'm Kamal Khan and I'm representing Quality Care Pharmacy on behalf of the manager and owner, Mr. Safdar Rizvi. As you all know that community pharmacy is nothing new to anybody, but we have got some edges over other pharmacies. First of all, is it okay? You can hear? Okay. First of all, the pharmacist Safdar Rizvi, he has a certification in geriatric pharmacies, and he can address the issues of elderly people regarding diabetes, elderly care, heart problems, and behavioral problems in elderlies. Secondly, all the staff at Quality Care Pharmacy, even the volunteers, they are pharmacists from back home and they are in process of their licensing here. So when we are saying that we are Quality Care Pharmacy, that means we are capable of giving you a quality care. And you can discuss all of your health and medicine related issues regardless you are taking medicine from us or from somewhere else. And in the last, I would really say that I believe that being in a strong community, I believe that we will be supported by you. And it's all. And I think it's not more than I'm not taking a couple of minutes. Okay. Thank you so much for hearing me.
Thank you, and you all can visit the booth at the end to get their address and information. Now, I would request, because we have been graced by his presence here, so we would request Mr. Zishan Hamid, the counselor from, I hope it's not very sudden, but we would request him to say a few words. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Zishan Hamid. I didn't know I was going to be speaking, but as a politician, I'm not going to let go of the opportunity. I'm actually recovering from a cold, so if you can't hear me, I apologize. First of all, I want to thank the organizers for organizing such a useful and productive program. Can we give them a round of applause, please? And one of the things I want to do is talk to you afterwards about hopefully doing something like that in Milton, because you're a big community in Milton as well. I won't take much of your time because the quickest way of losing an election is to stand between people and their food. So I'll wrap up so you can get to food fast. Thank you.
Inform them that we'll soon be done here. And I hope, just rest assured that we will be soon leaving the room towards the food. So one more person. He came after 10 months. Yeah, almost like quite a few months out of Canada, traveling all over Africa and Europe, and he just came back last night. And because he's been a member of our organization for quite some time, and he's always there to encourage us, and he decided that he, despite all that traveling and tiresome journey, he will be joining us today. So I would request Mr. Nisar Naik to please come on the stage and say a few words. And there was a special request, please, sir.
He always drags me into it. I'm not a professional. I'm nothing, I'm just a simply ordinary member. But this is the love of all the people and affection of the people that I come over here. And she's true, I'm coming after, since I have no job, unemployed, no income, so I try to spend my time around wherever those fascinating places are. So I have gone quite a big part of the world. And yet there are many, many places which I still have the ambition to go over there, although physically, mentally, I'm losing down, but I still want to do about it. Why? Because I believe that's what the life is about, Having heard all that from the intellectuals, from professionals, all those beautiful things, which are very, very true, and we should be doing about it, but we should be doing when we were there, Perhaps, they are all good, but at this 70s and 80s, where we should have started that kind of a eating habits, physical, but we have traveled all the way, so we should be happy about that. We reached to this stage, and we should enjoy our life, And having said that, somebody, excuse me, my voice, आहिस्ता चल जिंदगी, आहिस्ता चल जिंदगी, अभी कुछ कर्ज चुकाना बाकी है, कुछ दर्द मनाना बाकी है, कुछ फर्ज निभाना बाकी है. फिर से आहिस्ता चल जिंदगी, ये कोई गड़बड़ कर रहा है कि I'm not used to it. लेकिन डॉक्टर साहब यही क्वेश्चन है कि how can we stop that? That is what the life is about. All that stress, all those challenges, all those ambitions, all those वो हसरतें जो अभी तक पूरी नहीं हुई हैं. But this not the name of the life is. This यही जिंदगी है. सब एहतियातें हैं, सब अच्छे बातें हैं, लेकिन तो ये बड़ी खूबसूरत बात है और मुझे ये इसको ऑपरेट करना नहीं आ रहा, which is very beautiful and I'll try one more time. I'm sorry about, but ये बहुत खूबसूरत चीज़ है, मेरी नहीं है, तो मैं अच्छी बातें जो हैं वो शेयर करना चाहिए. आहिस्ता चल ज़िंदगी, अभी कुछ थोड़ा सा इसको बढ़ा, अभी कुछ कर्ज चुकाना बाकी है, कुछ दर्द मनाना बाकी है, कुछ फ़र्ज़ निभाना बाकी है. रफ्तार में तेरे चलने से कुछ रूठ गए, कुछ छूट गए, रूठों को मनाना बाकी है, रोनों को हंसाना बाकी है. कुछ हसरतें अभी अधूरी हैं. This is particularly I concern myself, कुछ हसरतें अभी अधूरी हैं, कुछ काम अभी ज़रूरी हैं. ख्वाहिशें जो घुट गईं, उन्हें दिल से इस दिल में उनको दफनाना बाकी है. कुछ रिश्ते बनकर टूट गए, कुछ जुड़ते जुड़ते छूट गए. इन टूटे छूटे रिश्तों को ज़ख्मों को मनाना बाकी है. इन सांसों पर हक है जिनका, उनको समझाना बाकी है. आहिस्ता चल ज़िंदगी, अभी कुछ कर्ज निभाना बाकी है. But I don't know who wrote it, but this is a message which I wanted to share with all these friends, who are in this age group. Try to enjoy your life. ये बाकी के जो थोड़े दिन हैं, इनको हंसिए, बांटिए. किसी ने बहुत खूबसूरत बात कही थी कि ये जो प्यार है, ये जो मोहब्बत है, इसको मिटाना, इसको ज़रूरी है. डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा कि ये पैसों के पीछे मत भागिए, बिल्कुल नहीं भागिए, लेकिन जब आप जवान हैं और जब आप जो कर रहे हैं डॉक्टर साहब, वो पैसा है जो कि आपको यहाँ तक लेकर आता है. और मगर ये I agree with all of that, with all these intellectuals, with all these professionals, they are very true. लेकिन हम तो इस स्टेज के ऊपर हैं कि हमें हंसना है, हंसाना है और प्यार जो है वो बांटना है. खुदा हाफिज़.
Very respectfully, is it working or no? It's working. Very respectfully, I like to make a comment. Men are never old. If you want to see a litmus paper test, ask any man क्या सेहरा बनाना है दोबारा और उसका चेहरा देख लीजिएगा. Thank you.
You know what, this will go on. We have just, a couple of more minutes before, oh yeah. So we have with us the Consul General of Pakistan, Mr. Asghar Ali Golu, with us. We welcome you, sir. So, yeah, without any delay, if you can just, no, sir, excuse me, sir. We've waited for him for so long, so he's not going to sit. He will come here and he will just start talking. Thank you. Yeah, in fact, okay, thank you. ये वैसे अपने आप में खुद तारुफ है अपना
औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम मोअज़्ज़िज़ ख़वातीन व हज़रात अस्सलामु अलैकुम। इंतहाई खुशी और मुसरत आप सब से मिलके। हम पिछले 1-2 साल से मिलके 5 नुकाती एक प्रोग्राम है उस पर अमल करने की कोशिश कर रहे थे और यही वो 5 नुकाती प्रोग्राम था जिसमें वी फेल्ट कि हमारी जितनी कम्युनिटीज़ बाहर हैं दुनिया में हर जगह ख़ास तौर पे कनाडा में, उस पर अगर हम थोड़ा बहुत अमल करें, उस पर थोड़ा संजीदगी से गौर करें तो उसमें काफ़ी हद तक हमारी जो आने वाली नस्लें हैं, हमारी जो पौध है उसको फ़वाइद पहुँचेंगे। सबसे पहले हमने कोशिश ये की, आप सबसे गुजारिश ये की कि जो हमारा दीन है, हमारे अकायद हैं, जिसका जो भी अक़ीदा है उस पर संजीदगी से अमल पैरा हों ख़ुद, तभी हम इस पोजीशन में होंगे कि हम अपने बच्चों को कह सकेंगे कि वो अपने दीन पे चलें। देखने में ये आया है, क्योंकि मैं बरतानिया में और यूरोप और दूसरे ममालिक में भी रहा हूँ, कि जो हमारी नई नस्ल है वो काफ़ी हद तक अपने अक़ीदों से इतनी वाकिफ़कार नहीं है, थोड़ी सी इल्म की कमी है, अमल भी नहीं हो रहा। वो वालिदैन की अदम तवज्जुह की वजह से है, क्योंकि हम दुनिया के कामों में और अपने प्रोफेशंस में, कारोबारों में इतने मशगूल हो जाते हैं कि हम इसकी तरफ दिल तो करता है लेकिन वो संजीदगी से उस पे अमल नहीं करते, और जिसकी वजह से हमने देखा है कि काफ़ी हद तक जो है नई नस्ल दूर होती जा रही है। तो अब हम फिर ये तजदीद करेंगे इंशाअल्लाह ताला कि हम ख़ुद भी अपने जो भी अक़ीदे हैं उस पे अमल करेंगे, और ताकि हमको देख के सिर्फ़ मदरसों पे या स्काइप पर कुरान पाक पढ़ने से इस मसले का हल नहीं होगा। देखें, असल में जो इस वक्त दुनिया की सूरत हाल है, अगर आप देखें जो मीडिया है, इंटरनेशनल मीडिया जो पोर्ट्रे कर रहा है हमको, हम सब को, जिस तरह कल भी परसों भी जो इंसिडेंट हुआ, मैं कल गया हुआ था पीटरब्रो अपने जो नमाज़ पढ़ने अपने भाइयों के साथ, जो वहाँ पे मस्जिद शहीद हुई। काफ़ी खुशी की भी बात थी। खुशी की बात ये थी कि जो वहाँ का चर्च है, उन्होंने अपना चर्च खाली करके हमको दे दिया कि आप जुम्मे की नमाज़ वहाँ पढ़ें, और जो वहाँ पे सिनागॉग है उन्होंने खाली करके दिया कि रोज़ाना की जो नमाज़ें हैं आप जब तक कि वो रिफर्बिश नहीं हो जाती तो आप वहाँ पर पढ़ें। ये आप है, और ये जो मल्टीकल्चरलिज़म और प्लुरलिज़म है ये आप सिर्फ़ कनाडा में ही देख सकते हैं। दुनिया के किसी हिस्से में आपको इस तरह का बर्दाश्त का और ताउन का माहौल नहीं मिलेगा। और इस माहौल में भी अगर हम अपने जो अकायद हैं उस पर अमल न करें तो थोड़ी सी बदकिस्मती होगी। तो मेरे ख़्याल में इस पहले नुक्ते के बाद दूसरा जो नुक्ता है, और जिसकी वजह ये भी थी कि मैं आपसे उर्दू में बोल रहा हूँ, कि हमारी जो सकाफ़त है, हमारी जो ज़ुबानें हैं, हम दीन की तरह इधर उससे भी थोड़े थोड़े दूर होते जा रहे हैं, काफ़ी हद तक दूर हो चुके हैं। कौंसलेट में मैं ये देखता हूँ, वो बच्चे जो यहाँ पर पैदा हुए हैं उनमें तो चलें थोड़ा बहुत समझ में आता है, लेकिन वो लोग जो अभी पाकिस्तान से आए हुए, जिनको 2 साल या 3 साल भी नहीं हुए, उनके बच्चे भी उनसे नहीं बोला जाता उर्दू। तो ये बहुत दुख की बात है। देखें, फिर वही बात है कि कनाडा जैसा मुल्क जहाँ पे मल्टीकल्चरलिज्म है, अभी मेरे बच्चे जिस स्कूल में जाते हैं वहाँ से हमें ख़त आया था, अभी जब सितंबर में सेशन शुरू हुआ तो उन्होंने ताकीद की कि आप अपने बच्चों के साथ अपनी मादरी ज़ुबान बोलें ताकि वो जो उनके दे स्टे कनेक्टेड टू देयर रूट्स। और इस माहौल में अगेन हम देखते हैं कि हम बिल्कुल नहीं बोलते अपने बच्चों के साथ। आप जब तक बोलेंगे नहीं, और अगर वो आपसे इंग्लिश बोलें भी तो आप अगर उनको, तो ये मामला नहीं चलेगा। मैं यहाँ पे एक ग्रुप है डॉक्टर्स का, वो यहीं पे पैदा हुए हैं। एक हमारे सामने ये मिसाल है। इन तरह के लोग, इनके वालिदैन को सलाम है जो सारी उम्र यहाँ रहे हैं लेकिन उन्होंने अपनी ज़बान, अपनी सकाफ़त को नहीं भुलाया। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि ये एक इंतहाई अहम नुक्ता है जिस पर हम सब अपने बच्चों के साथ अपने रफ़क़ा को भी कहें। तीसरा हमारा जो पॉइंट है वो ये है कि जिस पे अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमने किया, वो ये कि यहाँ का जो सियासी अमल है उस पर बहुत ही संजीदगी के साथ और अमल करें, उसमें हिस्सा लें। और न सिर्फ ये कि हम वोट डालें, वोट हमने डाले, बहुत खुशी की बात है, उसके अलावा हम हर पार्टी में जाके उनमें पूरा भरपूर हिस्सा लें ताकि हमारी जो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है उनको समझ में तो आए हमारे हैं क्या। जब तक हम उनके साथ गुफ्तगू नहीं करेंगे उनको पता भी नहीं होगा कि हम चाहते क्या हैं। मुझे उम्मीद है कि हम सब मिलके अब अपने जो सियासी अमल है उसमें हिस्सा देंगे। चौथा हमारा है वॉलंटियरिज़म। हमने देखा ये है कि हर स्कूल, हर लाइब्रेरी, हर हॉस्पिटल में हर कम्युनिटी के लोग मिलते हैं। हमारे लोगों की तादाद बहुत कम है, तनासुब बहुत कम है, परसेंटेज कम है। वो लोग हमारे हजरात जो रिटायर हो चुके हैं या हमारी बहनें जो हाउस वाइफ्स हैं, उनसे मेरी गुजारिश है कि वो किसी हॉस्पिटल, किसी स्कूल, किसी लाइब्रेरी में जाके एक फ़िज़िकल प्रेजेंस हमारी बहुत ज़रूरी है। पाँचवा नुक्ता ये है कि हम चैरिटी, सदक़ात, खैरात, ज़कात देते हैं। सबसे ज़्यादा फ़िलैंथ्रोपी हम करते हैं लेकिन वो चैनलाइज्ड नहीं है, वो स्ट्रक्चर्ड नहीं है। अगर हम मिलके $50 का, $10 का भी 100 लोग मिलके किसी हॉस्पिटल में, किसी स्कूल में जाके फिर उसकी तशहीर भी करें तो वो एक कम्युनिटी की पार्टिसिपेशन हो जाती है। वो कहेंगे कि जी ये कम्युनिटी ने ओन किया है अपने आप को इस सोसाइटी में। तो ये 4-5 नुकात है। अल्लाह ताला आप सबको खुश खुर्रम आबाद रखे। हमारी दुआएं आपके साथ हैं। कनाडा पाकिस्तान दोस्ती जिंदाबाद।
Thank you very much, sir. And I apologize that I just, kind of jumped to it. But, it was just, we were reaching the end of our whole program. But, after you have taken lunch from there, you can all come back, sit here. And we will be, continuing with the other members of some other organizations who can come here and who can just, participate, because we always believe in all the members to participate here and represent their organizations. So with regards to that, I would call upon Mr. Nanda, and after him we'll be leaving for lunch. So Mr. Nanda from Sahara Services, Senior Sahara Services, he's representing the organization. It is also an organization for the seniors, and Mr. Narinder Doga is the president, and he's kind of enough to send one of his, 4 of his members to represent his organization.
मैं आपके सामने वो 2-3 शेयर सुनाऊंगा। सबसे पहले एक शेयर, वो भी मेरे दोस्त एक डॉक्टर हैं, उन्होंने मेरे को ये सुनाया था रानीखेत नैनीताल के ऊपर। वहाँ हमारे 2 महीने के लिए कैंप लगते थे जिसमें 12 से 16 साल के बच्चे होते थे, और मैं वहाँ पे कुछ बच्चों को जिनको फोटोग्राफी पसंद होती थी उनको ट्रेनिंग देने के लिए जाता था, क्योंकि मैं फोटोग्राफर हूँ फ्रॉम दिल्ली। तो वहाँ एक डॉक्टर ने एक शेर सुनाया, वो क्या था, कहते कि एक किसी को चोट लग गई तो मैं उनका इलाज करने गया, तो वो शेर क्या बोलते हैं, एक खूबसूरत हसीना को मरहम लगाने हम गए, मरहम भी गई, मरहम भी गए। दूसरा है, जड़ा सकता तो तुझे जड़ा लेता मैं अपनी अंगूठी के नगीने में, मगर ये चीज ही ऐसी है जो रखी जाती है सीने में। हाँ, आगे है, मेरी तन्हाई का मुझे गिला नहीं, क्या हुआ जब कोई मुझे मिला नहीं, फिर भी दुआ करेंगे आपके वास्ते, आपको वो सब मिले जो मुझे मिला नहीं। बाल सफेद करने में तो जिंदगी निकल जाती है, काले तो आधे घंटे में हो जाते हैं। खुशियां बटोरते बटोरते उम्र गुजर गई पर खुश ना हो सके। एक दिन एहसास हुआ, खुश तो वो लोग थे जो खुशियां बांट रहे थे। दौलत की भूख ऐसी कि कमाने निकल गए, दौलत मिली तो हाथ से रिश्ते निकल गए, बच्चों के साथ रहने की फुर्सत ना मिल सकी, और जब फुर्सत मिली तो बच्चे खुद ही दौलत कमाने निकल गए। ये ओके, थैंक यू। अब दो जोक हैं। एक जोक है, एक आदमी बड़ी खुशी खुशी अपनी बालकनी पे गया और बालकनी में जाके वहाँ गाना गाने लगा, पंछी बनूं उड़ता फिरूं सारे गगन में, आज मैं आजाद हूँ दुनिया के चमन में। इतनी देर में रसोई से उसकी बीवी की आवाज़ आई, अरे अंदर कमरे में आके जितना भी उड़ना है उड़ लो, सामने वाली मैके गई हुई है। एक और सज्जन शराबी थे, वो कहते, अगर ये सरकार मेरे हाथ में होती तो मैं दुनिया की तकदीर बदल देता। तो उसकी बीवी उसे कहती है, और पहले अपना पजामा तो बदल लो, सुबह से मेरी सलवार पहन के घूम रहे हो।
Certificates show our appreciation to express for the people because of whom this event was able to be accomplished, or this goal that we had in our in front of us, that we wanted to convey all that information, that the education to all these people. We would like to present the first name. I would like the President, Dr. Masoom Shah, to please come and present this certificate of appreciation for the community services to Mr. Asghar Ali Golu, Consul General of Pakistan, sir. Yeah. बाकियों का आप present करेंगे, sir, please. Yeah. So next we have Dr. Mumtaz Hassan. So it's a very small token of appreciation for you. आप आ गया ये ना. Thank you. And then Dr. Muhammad Amin. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. This is the first time that you've joined us. And we hope that in future we'll be having you more with us. Thank you, sir. And okay. And last but not least, we have a special thanks to Mr. Ali Khan, the owner of Continental Grand Buffet. Oh, his wife is here. Thank you, lovely wife. So. Yeah, thank you very much for accommodating us, and he's been very, accommodating, and he's been very kind to us to provide us this space and a special discount for the seniors. So thank you very much, Mr. Ali Khan. He's not here, but his wife is here. Thank you very much. Thank you. And yeah, Dr. Yeah, and the last three tables at the end, they can start moving towards the buffet for lunch. And meanwhile, I would request Dr. Masoom to please say thanks. And this is going to continue. You can come back and we'll continue with the, we have other artists also, I would say, like, हम कुछ सुनेंगे उनसे भी. कलीम साहब हैं और वो लोग
I want to thank everybody for coming on this seminar on maintenance of physical and mental health. I want to thank also one of our organizer or our helper, Asma Hayat. She's probably outside. Asma Hayat kidhar? All board members, please come in the front. किनका? आप बोले ना नाम मैं तो भूल जाता हूँ.
Yeah, we would request all the board members of Park Pioneers Community Organization, Mr. Sarwar Chaudhary, Mr. Tausif Ahmed, to please come on the stage, and we will have a photograph with the Consul General. And I would also request all the three doctors, Dr. Rashta Shoaib, Dr. Amin, and Dr. Mumtaz Hassan, to please.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम. कुछ भी पढ़ने के लिए तवज्जो की ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है. अगर आप लोग थोड़ी देर 5 मिनट ज़रा सी खामोशी इख्तियार करें तो मज़ा आएगा ये पढ़ने का. अदरवाइज़ कुछ अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. हम लोग यहाँ पर अपने मुल्क से बहुत दूर हैं, लेकिन हमारा दिल जो है वो अपने मुल्क में ही रहता है और हमारी नज़रें हर वक्त उसी मंज़र को तलाश करती रहती हैं जो हमारे मुल्क की हमारी याद का हिस्सा होती हैं. उसी हवाले से मैंने कुछ लिखने की कोशिश की है. फिर निगाराने वतन याद आए, फिर निगाराने वतन याद आए, दिल लुभाने के चलन याद आए. फूल खिलते थे जहाँ ज़ख्मों के, फूल खिलते थे जहाँ ज़ख्मों के, सरे सहरा वो चमन याद आए. यूं ख्याल आया किसी का दिल में, यूं ख्याल आया किसी का दिल में, दश्त में जैसे वतन याद आए. बांधे जाते थे कभी जो सर पर, बांधे जाते थे कभी जो सर पर, सब वो माजी के कफन याद आए. बांधे जाते थे कभी जो सर पर, बांधे जाते थे कभी जो सर पर, सब वो माजी के कफन याद आए। खार चुन लेना मेरे रास्ते के, खार चुन लेना मेरे रास्ते के, जब तुम्हें गम की चुभन याद आए। याद कर लेना मुझे भी जाना, याद कर लेना मुझे भी जाना, दो दिलों का जो मिलन याद आए। जब भी शाहीन कही गज़ल कोई, जब भी शाहीन कही गज़ल कोई, शहर के अहले सुकन याद आए। हमारी दुनिया बग़ैर मोहब्बत के एक जहन्नुम है, जंग है। उसी मोहब्बत के हवाले से कुछ कहने की कोशिश की है। मोहब्बत का सफ़र भी क्या सफ़र है, मोहब्बत का सफ़र भी क्या सफ़र है, न रास्ते पे न मंजिल पर नज़र है। सदाएं देती हैं ताबीर मुझको, सदाएं देती हैं ताबीर मुझको, मेरे ख्वाबों में कुछ ऐसा असर है। कदम आगे को बढ़ते ही नहीं जो, कदम आगे को बढ़ते ही नहीं जो, नज़र के सामने ये किसका घर है। मैं समझूं किस लिए खुद को अकेली, मैं समझूं किस लिए खुद को अकेली, तेरी तस्वीर पर जो मेरी नज़र है। मैं सुनती हूँ किसी से अपनी बातें, मैं सुनती हूँ किसी से अपनी बातें, किसी की खुद कलामी मोतबर है। मोहब्बत से ही मेरा रब्त शाहीन, मोहब्बत से ही मेरा रब्त शाहीन, मोहब्बत करना ही मेरा हुनर है। हमारे जो मुल्क के और दुनिया के जो हालात हैं, हमारे मुल्क के और दुनिया के जो हालात हैं कि हम पर कुछ ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे खून सवार है। उसी हवाले से कुछ कहने की कोशिश की है। नारवा जुल्म को हैरत है रवा कहते हैं, नारवा जुल्म को हैरत है रवा कहते हैं, खूने नाहक को भी हक अहले जफा कहते हैं, खूने नाहक को भी हक अहले सफ़ा कहते हैं। ज़ख्म कितने ही लगे आह न कीजिए, ज़ख्म कितने ही लगे आह न कीजिए, दर्द से कीजिए वफ़ा अहले जफ़ा कहते हैं। कर दिया इश्क ने कुछ ऐसा सितम से मंसूब, कर दिया इश्क ने कुछ ऐसा सितम से मंसूब, अब तो हम ज़हरे हलाहल को भी दवा कहते हैं। कोई तो बात है तुझ में कि कलंदर मेरे, कोई तो बात है तुझ में कि कलंदर मेरे, बद्दुआ को भी तेरी लोग दुआ कहते हैं। पूछते हैं जो हमसे पता हमारा सुन लें, पूछते हैं जो हमसे पता हमारा सुन लें, हम अपने अशार को अपना पता कहते हैं। यूं तो लगता है कि सौदा है जुनू है लेकिन, यूं तो लगता है सौदा है कि जुनू है लेकिन, तर्ज़ उल्फत भी इसे अहले वफ़ा कहते हैं। क्या करें हमको तो पता नहीं ये, क्या करें हमको तो पता नहीं ये, आज के दौर में जाबिर को खुदा कहते हैं। बहुत शुक्रिया।